UC Talks with me, Jay Wyatt, and my colleague Shane Cowie in Australia, and Scott Middlebrooks in the USA.
Jay.
Oh, well done. So that's the first video you've both done that.
Yes.
It only took 4.
In today's video, we're going to talk about Microsoft calling plans and direct routing or routing. What the difference
Routing or routing? We're going to decide that for sure today.
Guys, if you're going to do it, you got to do it with a southern twang. Routing.
Routing. What the differences are and why one or the other works best. So, Scott, I'm going to put you on the spot now. Are you able to quickly summarize calling plans and who they are ideally suited for?
Jay, you gave me the easy one. Calling plans. So Microsoft, the easy description is it's basically phone dial tone, phone number capability from Microsoft. So you can buy everything as a one-stop shop from Microsoft. You're buying your phone system licenses from Teams from Microsoft, and then you're buying the actual dial tone. Calling plans are great for companies who are in countries where calling plans are available, which right now is 10 to 12 countries around the world. Obviously, there's more countries than that globally. So if you're in an area where calling plans aren't available, direct routing or routing is probably going to be your only option.
Okay, cool. And you said that was the simple one. I think maybe Shane's got it easy by explaining direct routing or routing.
So the direct routing is obviously we have an SBC, and it's the solution for everyone, including people who have calling plans, and I'll get onto that in a moment. So direct routing, we have an SBC, we pair it to Office 365. And we can make and receive phone calls, and we can keep our contracts with our telcos today. So maybe you've got a contract for the next couple of years, even if you're in one of those countries, you can still keep that contract. It enables things like connecting into analog SIP endpoints, and we've talked about this previously. And in some places, you're never going to get away from those things. Think of like universities and security bollards, where there might be a security phone, those type of things. And that's where the direct routing also comes into play for these companies that have calling plan. So the cool thing is that we can route calls to calling plan, and we can also route the calls to direct routing. So what we're finding is a combination of companies that have gone out and doing calling plan, but they also have smaller SBCs to do the direct routing, to hit those analog devices, to hit those contact centers and the lights, and using the SBC to just do the routing.
That's an interesting prospect, actually. We talk about one or the other, and actually, having a sort of blended hybrid approach, that I can see the merits and benefits of that. I mean, Scott, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say there's really no one size fits all. Calling plans are a great option for those places where you can get them. I've run into customers who are here in the U.S. where, for whatever reason, their numbers could not be ported to Microsoft, and they wanted those numbers are their business identity. They need to keep those numbers, and so they had to go with direct routing. And the other thing that when you think about it, some people might think kind of the olden days of or the early days of Link and Skype for Business, where the only direct routing, the only kind of SBC that you could get was a piece of hardware that you had to store somewhere. That's not the case anymore. SBCs come in many shapes, sizes, and flavors. Virtual SBCs, cloud-based SBCs. It's not just a physical piece of iron that has to sit somewhere in a data center.
Which is very true. It's very true. So actually, Shane, I was going to add to your bit about direct routing. So anyway, guys, look, whichever solution works best for you, all Microsoft 365 bundles, with the exception of an E5 SKU, will require Microsoft Phone System add-on license for each user that requires enterprise voice. The choice between a calling plan or direct routing will depend on many factors, which obviously Scott and Shane, you just talked through. And actually, Shane, you just thrown something else on the table, which is, hey, there might be a reason to have, this blended approach.
Yeah.
So, guys.
So the other thing I wanted to say just quickly is, and
let me say my things first. Guys, do you have any advice to give our viewers around calling plans or direct routing?
Okay, definitely direct routing. Remember now with the business plans, it's now available in 70 plus countries. So you no longer need those E3 accounts, E5 accounts, and so forth. It's now available in 70 plus countries now using
you talk about
Microsoft Business
Voice?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we'll probably cover that in a sort of licensing topic all on its own, because I think that actually opens up a huge can of worms when you're talking about the different add-on licenses.
I'm not a licensing person. I'm backing off.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think this is an area where I find many customers get a little bit confused as far as, all right, how do I even get started? What are the what's the 1, 2, 3, 4 that I need to get to get a phone number or a dial tone to my Teams client? Yeah. So I think we'll cover that in a kind of a very structured topic later. Yep.
So guys, thank you ever so much, and thank you for watching. Do look out for our next video when we'll look at user personas and device selection.